Hello, and welcome to week 9 of Foundations Digital Media. Believe it or not, we are halfway through the semester. I don't know about you, but it feels like it's gone pretty quick for me. We'll be starting a new unit this week called Drawing with Code, and we'll be learning some basics of writing instructions to make the computer draw visuals, create interactions, animations, and all sorts of cool things. For the week 9 assignment, I'll give you an overview of the simplified self-portrait where you'll use basic coding commands to create an image of yourself. I'll also give some details for the Unit 2 vector art critique where you'll have a chance to give and receive some in-depth feedback for one of your vectors assignments. For your homework and deadlines this week, you're going to watch all of the week 9 micro lectures. By Wednesday, October 26th, you're going to view Week 8 Gallery. There is an extra credit opportunity where you can write written feedback prompts. Due Wednesday, October 26th is your Week 9 quiz. And finally, due Monday, October 31st is your Drawing with Code Week 9 assignment, Simplified Self-Portrait. You will also have your Unit 2 critique, Vector Art. Now, you might be asking yourself, why on earth would we be dealing with computer programming in an art class? Whether you realize it or not, computer code runs pretty much everything around you. Any screen that you look at, any touch screen or keyboard that you interact with, basically anything electronic from your toothbrush to your smartphone to your TV remote relies on computer code. This is a huge element of the world that most of us live in, so it's really important to have some basic literacy in terms of how it works. Specific to art and design, dealing with code gives us some really unique, expressive, and creative opportunities to make things that aren't otherwise possible, and that includes things like games and interaction animation that respond to things in the environment, for example. Learning code can open up a whole new way of working that we can't really do with other artistic media. And last but not least, it's a really great opportunity to develop some collaboration skills along with other people who write computer code, as well as the machines and screens, the computers that the code runs on. We'll be using a lot of open source tools in this unit that are going to allow us to do some really cool things without too much extra work. So we'll kind of be taking advantage of work that other creative designers and artists and teachers have done to make it easier for us to work with code. A bit more in detail about the Week 9 assignment called Simplified Self-Portrait. In a nutshell, you'll be creating a simplified self-portrait using code in a coding language called JavaScript with a tool called P5.js. Now this might sound really intimidating or a little bit opaque if you're new to code, but code is really simply just instructions for the computer to do something. And in this unit, we're going to be focusing on instructions that make the computer draw shapes, handle interactions, make animations, and visual processes like that. This assignment is going to get us started with some of the basics, just making a still image with code commands. We're baby stepping into this realm of working with code and getting used to some of the formatting. You'll be working in a web browser with the tool called P5.js to write your computer code, and to submit your assignment for the week, you'll turn in a URL. So it's just a link to your saved P5.js sketch, and the micro lectures will cover exactly how to set that up. It's fairly straightforward to get started, but make sure that you read through everything on the Canvas assignment page word for word. There aren't too many restrictions for this assignment, but the technical approach that we use to execute it is going to be different than working in either Photoshop or Illustrator. Now, in some ways, we'll actually be combining some of the principles of vector art and pixel-based art, but we'll just be accessing them in a different way. So for some of the background research, you can spend some time sketching or ideating or expanding on your idea of what a simplified self-portrait might look like. Please keep in mind that I'm not expecting something photorealistic. You could think of this more along the lines of if you were to make an emoji of yourself, what would that look like? Take a look at some of the artist examples. There are some really cool ones this week, and learn the design vocab, all of which are listed on the assignment page. Now let's switch gears and talk about the Unit 2 critique, Vector Art. For the Unit 2 critique covering vector art, you'll select one assignment from week 7 or 8 for formal feedback, And you should have already let me know which one you'd like to submit via the Vector Art Unit survey. If you have not done the survey, please do it ASAP. You'll participate in critique through a Canvas discussion page where you'll just need to follow a few simple prompts and ask and answer questions about each of your classmates' artworks, very similar to what we did for the Pixel Art Unit critique. Please make sure that you read the prompts carefully. I will be grading on content as well as grading on how well you followed our prompts. You'll be working together to critique the artwork of 5 to 6 students in a group. Remember, our goals for critique include helping out the artists, giving them constructive feedback and strategies for improvement. It can be so helpful and clarifying to get the perspective of someone who didn't make the artwork as they interpret it and see it in order to fully understand what is going on. Sometimes when you make something, your nose is so close to it all the time that it's easy to make assumptions about the way other people might experience it. It's also about helping you as the critiquer. It really helps to sharpen your observational skills and your use of design vocabulary that we cover in the class and things that you might learn in other foundations classes as well. Practicing analysis of other people's artwork and articulating the concepts and technique in an unfamiliar image sharpens your skills for your own artistic practice. You can apply those same analysis skills to your own work for self-improvement. No matter which side of the critique that you're on, make sure that you listen carefully to what people are saying. You don't have to agree with all of the feedback, and in fact, you might disregard some advice that you get from classmates or peers. But to really get a full understanding of the way that your artwork or your design work is operating, it's crucial to take in viewpoints that don't necessarily line up with your own. Whatever happens, just be honest and respectful as you take and receive feedback on artwork. Last but not least, please be specific. Make sure that you explain things that are pros or things that are cons about an artwork that's being critiqued. It's really no good just to say, hey, that's nice, or hey, that stinks. You really need to spell out why, and doing so again is going to sharpen your skills for understanding artwork, whether it's your own or whether it's somebody else's. Okay, that's an overview of week 9. I hope you had a lot of fun working through this unit. As always, feel free to contact me any day during the week if you have questions using my contact info on the syllabus page in Canvas.